everybody to please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. What's fantastic about it is, when's the last time this town, very small town of 2,200 residents, when have we last had anything like this? And it would be great if we can do this more often, where the community can come together and just say, hey, you know, how are you doing? I haven't spoken to you since last year. And we can just all get together, and it kind of like a suburban block party. And just enjoy ourselves. The farmers can swap war stories, you know, and the mothers can sit around and talk about what a pain in the butt the farmer is when he's out in the field, you know.
We have a little bit of everything from a farm market and a petting zoo. We have live bands throughout all day yesterday and all day today. We'll have fireworks tonight. We'll have a historical book that chronicles our town, and actually a lot of the surrounding area has a lot of information in it. We had the parade that just ended, which was well attended, and many participants in that.
My head is bursting. I just keep finding more and more interesting facts about the place. I didn't realize we were part of the preemption land, which was a grant established way back with the Indians, where they were given the right to this land, as this was supposed to be all reserved for Indians from here to the Pacific Ocean, actually. And then Massachusetts also laid claim to this land. So they wanted us, even though we're attached to New York State. And so Massachusetts sold the rights to get permanent contracts, permanent titles, land titles from the Indians, Native Americans. And so they sent people out to do that. That wasn't possible at the time. Those people went broke. It was turned over to Robert Morris, who financed the Revolutionary War. And he financed probably 90 to 95% of that war and never asked for payment back. So he bought that land, or that claim again, to go to discuss with the Native Americans for the right to buy land. He was successful, but he also went broke. Lots of these people ended up in debtor's prison. And then 13 gentlemen from Amsterdam came along, Amsterdam and Holland, and they were not allowed actually to own land because they were aliens. So they turned it over to some other Americans to deal with them. They finally were able to establish a deal. They sold, the Indians sold 3.75 million acres for $100,000. Maintained 220,000 acres for themselves for their own public reserve. But part of the caveat with that whole thing was that this land would never be used for agriculture. It would only be used for hunting ground. So, and then finally the Holland Land Companies was able to survey and sell properties, but in 1840, it was just a matter of 40 years, less than 40 years, they were gone too. But by then, people had started to settle here, and then after that, it was just by the grace of God that they were able to succeed. Just incredible stories about how mothers were starving so that their babies could get enough milk from the cow, and mothers were eating roots and waiting for their husbands to come home from maybe farming with someone else and raise enough cash so that they could actually buy food or buy seeds to plant. And lots of them just didn't make it. Froze during the winter, were hurt in terrible accidents, and there, but by the grace of God, but without neighbors to help each other, we wouldn't be.